What if I told you there's a market worth well over $130 trillion that secretly dictates the interest rate on your savings account, the price of your next car loan, and even whether you'll have a job next year? And no, it's not the stock market. You might think bonds are a boring topic for your grandpa, but you're about to see how this hidden world controls almost every dollar you earn and spend. And if you don't understand how it works, you're playing a financial game where you don't even know the rules. In this video, we're going to fix that. I'll break down exactly what you need to know and how to make the bond market work for you instead of against you. So why does a market this massive get so little airtime, and what do the world's smartest investors know that most people don't? They know that while headlines are screaming about stock market crashes and crypto bubbles, the bond market is the slow, powerful current moving everything just beneath the surface. And this isn't some abstract Wall Street concept. This is about your real life. Have you ever watched in frustration as the interest rate on your savings account stays stubbornly near zero while everything else gets more expensive? The reason for that is deeply connected to central bank policies and the bond market. Have you gone to apply for a mortgage and been shocked that the rate is a full point higher than it was a few months ago? That's also the bond market's influence at work. Ever heard your CEO talk about tough economic conditions and a hiring freeze? Chances are the rising cost of borrowing money for the company, a cost that is heavily influenced by the bond market, was a huge part of that decision. For decades, we've been taught to focus only on stocks, on growth, on the exciting lottery ticket of finding the next big thing. But by ignoring bonds, we're ignoring the very foundation the entire financial house is built on. Understanding this isn't just a clever way to get ahead, it's the only way to not fall behind. You're feeling the effects whether you know it or not. Today, we make it known. So what exactly is a bond? Forget all the complicated jargon. At its heart, a bond is just a loan. That's it. Imagine your city wants to build a new bridge, but they don't have the cash on hand. They need to borrow it, so they issue a bond. When you buy that bond, you are literally lending the city your money. In return for your loan, the government promises two things. First, they'll pay you regular interest payments over a set period. This is called the coupon. Second, at the end of that period, they will pay you back your original loan amount in full. That initial amount is the face value or principal, and the date you get it back is the maturity date. So, if you buy a 10-year government bond with a face value of $1,000 and a 5% coupon, the government is promising to pay you $50 every year for 10 years. At the end of the 10th year, they hand you back your original $1,000. You are the lender. The government, or a corporation like Apple or Ford, is the borrower. There are lots of bond types, but the two main flavors you need to know are government bonds and corporate bonds. Government bonds, especially those from stable countries that control their own currency, like U.S. Treasuries, are considered one of the safest investments in the world. Why? Because the U.S. government can theoretically always raise taxes or create more money to pay its debts. Corporate bonds are issued by companies to fund everything from new factories to research and development. They typically pay a higher interest rate than government bonds because there's a higher risk the company could go out of business and fail to pay you back. The key thing to remember is this: a bond is a promise. It's a contract for a predictable stream of income, and that predictability is what makes the bond market the bedrock of the global financial system. All right, now we get to the part I think you'll care about most. We know what a bond is, but how does this giant market of IOUs actually control your life? Let's connect the dots. How bonds control your loans. This is the most direct link between the bond market and your wallet. When you go to a bank for a mortgage, how does it decide what interest rate to charge you? It looks at the bond market, specifically the yield on a 10-year U.S. Treasury bond. The yield is the real-world return an investor gets on a bond. Think of it as the market's true interest rate. A U.S. government bond is seen as a virtually risk-free investment. So a bank thinks, if I can get a guaranteed 4.5% return just by lending money to the U.S. government, why would I lend it to a person for 30 years for anything less? They wouldn't. The rate for your mortgage will almost always be set higher than the 10-year Treasury yield to compensate the bank for taking on more risk. So when you see headlines that bond yields are surging, you can translate that in your head to getting a loan for a house or a car is about to get more expensive. The bond market sets the base price for borrowing money, which basically dictates affordability. How bonds control the stock market. You've probably heard that stocks and bonds have an inverse relationship. When one goes up, the other goes down. Now, that's more of a historical rule of thumb than a scientific law, especially since recent inflation has complicated things. But the underlying logic is still crucial. Imagine you're managing billions of dollars. Your job is to get the best return you can. You have two basic choices: a safe government bond or a risky stock. If a 10-year Treasury bond is yielding a pathetic 1%, you're not very excited. You'd rather take your chances in the stock market hoping for a 7% or 8% return. This pushes money into stocks, driving prices up. But what if that same safe government bond is now yielding 5%? Suddenly, the decision gets harder. Why risk losing your shirt in the volatile stock market for a potential 7% return when you can get a guaranteed 5% with almost zero risk? Many big investors will take the safe 5%. They sell stocks and buy bonds. This movement of trillions of dollars can cause the stock market to fall. This is all about the equity risk premium, the extra reward you demand for taking on the risk of owning stocks instead of safe bonds. When bond yields rise, that extra reward shrinks and stocks start to look less appealing. How bonds control your job. This is the connection most people never make, but it might be the most important. Just like governments, large corporations are constantly borrowing money, often by issuing corporate bonds. They use this borrowed cash to hire people, build factories, launch products, and fund their operations. When bond yields rise, it becomes more expensive for your company to borrow that money. A project that looked like a winner when they could borrow at 3% might look like a money-losing disaster when the borrowing cost jumps to 6%. And what does a company do when its costs spike? It tightens its belt. The first things to go are often expansion plans. They'll pause hiring, and if things get really tight, they'll look at their biggest expense, payroll. This can lead to layoffs. Watching the corporate bond market and borrowing costs can give you an early warning sign about the health of the job market. If you see that borrowing costs for companies are spiking, it's a red flag that businesses might be heading for a slowdown. We've covered a lot of ground, and if you're finding this breakdown useful for connecting the dots in your own financial life, go ahead and subscribe. My whole goal here is to make this complex world of finance simple. And if this is really clicking for you, leave a comment with the phrase, "the bond market matrix," so I know who made it this far. Okay, so the bond market pulls a lot of the strings. That might sound intimidating, but knowledge is power. Understanding this isn't about becoming a professional bond trader. It's about being able to see the financial matrix that's all around you. So what can you actually do with this information? First, it gives you context. When you hear the Federal Reserve is fighting inflation, you'll now understand the chain reaction. The Fed raises its key interest rate, which tends to push up government bond yields. But long-term yields also have a mind of their own, reflecting the market's bigger bets on future growth and inflation. Those higher yields then translate into more expensive mortgages and put pressure on the stock market. You're no longer just watching the news, you understand the mechanics behind it. Second, it helps with long-term planning, especially for retirement. Now you get why financial advisors always recommend shifting more money into bonds as you get older. It's not because they're boring, it's because you're moving from a goal of high growth to a goal of preserving what you have and generating predictable income. Bonds, with their fixed payments, are designed for that. Third, you can use this knowledge to make smarter choices. For most people, buying individual bonds is a hassle. A much simpler way is to invest in a bond fund or an ETF. These are baskets of hundreds or thousands of bonds, giving you instant diversification. If you believe interest rates are going to fall, you know that existing bond prices are likely to rise, which might make a bond fund an interesting move. Just remember, trying to time the market perfectly is a fool's game, and all investments carry risk. The bond market isn't just some abstract corner of Wall Street, it's the fundamental operating system for your personal economy. It's the hidden force that sets the price of your biggest loans, influences your retirement portfolio, and can even impact your job security. Understanding bonds isn't about becoming a trader, it's about understanding the rules of the game you're already playing. And now that you see how it works, you can read the headlines with a new level of clarity. You can make smarter financial decisions and see market changes coming before they hit your bank account. You can finally start to make the bond market work for you, not against you. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that demystifies finance. And check out this next video on how to build a diversified portfolio to keep building your financial knowledge.